Hey guys, it's what is today? Tuesday? I tell you this all the time. The older you get, the quicker the days go by. There are more days behind us than there are ahead of us. So we can talk about Tuesday now, and I'm going to blink. I guarantee you it's going to be Friday. Guarantee it. Guys, jump on here real quick if you can. I'm over here at my office at Simmerson Building, plot number 85 Simon Mwewa Lane in the CBD, right opposite City Market on the corner of Lucia and Simon. Now, anytime you hear me say Lucia and Simon, what that simply means is that's the corner of Chileshe Walia Road and Simon Mwewa Lane. That's where we are. Do me a favor, guys. First of all, tell me in the comments below if you can hear me loud and clear, boy. I don't know, and then I got a little rust here, I can feel my beard growing a little bit, Now, listen, for those of you that may not know this about me, it takes me forever to grow facial hair. It really does. And I'm just one of those people that I just don't grow facial hair like some of you guys. Some of you guys are werewolves. I mean, some of you guys didn't shave, it would be, midnight of the Coliseum. I don't even know what that means. Please share this live if you can. Hop on real quick. I need you to tell me, hey, Mwinga, loud and clear, and the hair is just fine, Mwewa. Mwinga, thank you. Mwinga, I'm so happy to see you. I haven't seen you in a while. How you been, girl? Where you been? Last time I saw my friend Mwinga there was, I think it was at my mother's restaurant. She was having lunch there, and I was there with a few people, and she was right there. Let me just check the sound. I know Mwinga said that the sound is clear, but it would do me good to just double check the sound. And who is that? Alex, loud and clear. Guys, please share this live. Got a couple of things I just want to run by you very quickly, just so that you know where we are. Is it clear? I love to know that it's clear. I love to know this. And I was earlier today, I was sort of scrolling through my news feed as one does. And I came across this piece of news. This young man that calls himself John Tamanga Wick, broadcast is cutting. Sound is okay. In Zambia, when someone says sound is okay, what they mean is that it's good. It's excellent. So anyway, I was going through my feed, and I come across this piece of news that sort of said that Elias Musani had been released from custody because, that's his right. He's out on bail. So he's got two cases, basically. Two cases that are staring at him straight in the face, that are standing in front of him toe-to-toe, eyeball to eyeball. The moment he comes out of prison, one would think that this young man would go through a time of introspection. Because, that's what prison does. When you go to prison, you're sitting there alone in the dark with nothing but your thoughts. Time can draw out like a blade. And you think about what you should have done, what you could have done, what you might have done. There's a lot of regret when you're sitting in a prison cell, and it gives you a moment of pause, is what it is. It really does. And when you come out of there, you see, well, at least you're supposed to. You're supposed to see things differently. Not Elias. Elias comes out of jail kicking and screaming, talking about, oh, I heard people were making lies about me. I'm an innocent Zambian citizen. Well, you're not innocent because the judge says that you've got a case to answer. Now, I wanted to make something very clear, because this is something that con artists do. Con artists are very adept at deflecting attention from the main issue and scapegoating and drawing attention to something else. Elias Musani did this very well when he was arrested at the courthouse, handcuffed, and as he was carried out, he began to say, "I'm not a murderer. I haven't killed anybody." Well, that's not the charge. The charge is not that you killed someone. So the issue of you bringing out the fact that you didn't kill anybody is neither here nor there. That's not the charge. That's like going to a movie theater. You're sitting in the film, and then you sit there and the film starts, and then you say, "Well, I didn't pay to watch this film." So what? You know, that's not the point. The point is, you're in the theater, you know exactly what film this was going to be, you're sitting in the chair, the movie started, so it doesn't make any sense for you to start talking about another movie. My point is, Musyani is adept at scapegoating. Of course he's not. The charge is not murder. The charge is cyberbullying. And there are laws in this country that protect you and I, citizens, from that sort of behavior. So it's wrong. It's disingenuous for Musyani to say, "No, I'm not a murderer. I haven't killed anyone." Well, you haven't killed anybody, because you haven't been charged with murder. You've been charged with cyberbullying. You've been charged with threatening violence. That's what it is. But these guys, they just go off on a tangent. So anyway, now in the process of all this yapping and talking, Elias Musani has somehow managed to offend some Zambian that lives in America. You know, the guy that calls himself a financial guy, I forget his name now. Well, apparently Musani went off and started insulting this guy's family. And this is what I don't understand about these kids. And this is precisely why the cyber laws are so necessary. This idea, these kids that just wake up and they start insulting people's parents, where do you get that? And let me tell you why that is. Anytime you see, let me put it this way, show me a young man that will insult someone else's parents, and I will show you a young man that didn't grow up with a father figure. Oh, I'm very heavy on this. I'm a firm believer in this. Tell me in the comments if that resonates with you. I mean, no shade on single female parents. No shade on that, but the facts are the facts. You show me a young man that finds it okay with insulting someone else's parents, and I will show you a young man that didn't grow up with a father figure. I'll show you a young man that didn't have a masculine father figure in the home, a man that would put his hand on his son's shoulder and say, "Son, that's not the way to go. That's not the way to act. That's not the way that you're supposed to be in society." Elias Musani is a perfect example. Didn't grow up without a father. Chela Tukute is the same. Didn't grow up without a father. Guys, when you grow up with a father figure, of course I'm not saying that every person that's grown up with a father is perfect. No, you're missing the point. What I'm saying is that you at least have a moral compass, because you'll think twice. If you grew up with a father, before you say certain things, you start insulting other people's parents. You pause and you think, wait a minute. I've got a father. What if somebody insulted my father like that? I've got a mother. What if they did that to me? So you have empathy, but these kids, they don't have that, you know. And one of the reasons is because they don't have fathers. So Never underestimate the power and the presence of a father in a home. Big believer in that. What's the other thing? You know, Chileshe Walia, people are talking on social media. You know, Zambians find the the girl, first of all, it was by her own admission. First of all, Chileshe Walia simply shared that experience with the audience. It wasn't like somebody discovered this. She was simply sharing that, you know, before she got married, this is what happened. She was, you know, she was friends with this couple. In fact, she would even advise them on occasion. And I think maybe she used the word counselor in the wrong way, because she's not a counselor as we know counselors. What I would imagine happened is that she's a young girl who was giving them young girl advice. But in the process of that happening, the young man broke it off with the other girl, and he started dating Chileshe Walia, and then eventually they got married. And it's not like Chileshe Walia broke up a home or broke up a relationship. Chileshe was not the cause of that split. Come on, guys. She wasn't. She wasn't the cause of the split. Abe nefye, the young man and the young girl, tafia bombele. Okoku inebayo ko fia poa. Lidia fia poa. Later on, Chileshe and this guy got together and they started dating, and then eventually got married. And I've met the young man, really nice guy, you know. And if you guys want to talk about anything, why don't you talk about Tiger Woods and Vanessa Trump? Now that's a topic. Okay. Tiger Woods has just started dating. Does this sound gossipy? Tell me. I mean, what we're doing here. Is this gossip or is this news? Because I certainly don't want to give off a gossipy vibe. Tell me in the comments if this sounds gossipy. If you want to talk about something salacious, scandalous, Chileshe Walia is not scandalous. Her relationship, her marriage is not scandalous. It's a godly, above-board relationship. If you really want to talk about something salacious and scandalous, talk about Tiger Woods' new girl, Vanessa Trump. Now, some of you may not know who Vanessa Trump is. Let me break it down for you. Vanessa Trump used to be married to Donald Trump's firstborn son, Donald Trump Jr. Together, they were married for about 12 or 13 years. Together, they had 5 children. They divorced, you know, and now she's dating Tiger Woods. Now, let's not forget, Vanessa Trump, before she married Donald Trump's son, used to date Leonardo DiCaprio. You know, these Americans, it's incredible, man. So my point is, if you want to talk about something salacious, that's something to talk about. That a world-renowned golfer, black golfer, by the name of Tiger Woods, is now in a very serious relationship with a woman that used to be married to Donald Trump's son, a woman that used to date Leonardo DiCaprio, a woman that had 5 children with Donald Trump's son. Now she's dating Tiger Woods. That's something to talk about. Don't talk about Chileshe Walia. You know, there's nothing to talk about there. Chileshe Walia's relationship is sound. Solid, mates. All right. What's the last thing I want to talk to you about? I said it. Please tell me in the comments what it is. Because, you know, I forget sometimes. Michael Jackson couldn't say sometime. He couldn't say sometimes. He used to say sometime. Sometime. What was the last thing? Tell me. Oh, Harry Kalaba. You guys, when you're covering political figures, be factual when you're covering them. You know, Harry Kalaba was recently in Mansa, which is, you know, that's his home province. That's where he's from. That's his stomping ground. That's Harry Kalaba, that's fertile ground for his candidacy. Well, when he went to Mansa, he visited a market there, and people were naturally, they were very excited to see him. He is the son of the soil. He originates from that region. So it stands to reason that the people in Mansa would be excited to see him. It would be strange if they weren't excited to see him. It would have been strange had the people in the market not erupted in excitement when they saw him. But here's what I have a problem with. When he went to the market, and the people in the market, they were very happy to see him. The caption was Mansa reacts to Kalaba. That's erroneous. That's misleading. What you're supposed to say is the market reacted to Kalaba. Because when you say Mansa, you're saying the whole of Mansa reacted, which is not true. He went to a market. They were very pleased to see him, as they should have been. But when you're reporting it, report it accurately. Don't embellish. Mwiralunda po. Just say what it is, because it's evident, it's self-evident for us to see. The last thing I want to talk about, as far as Harry Kalaba is concerned, is this. Kalaba is convinced that he can go it alone. He's convinced in his mind, in his political misguided mind, he's convinced that no, I can handle UPND by myself. Come 2026, I'll stand on my two. I don't need those alliances. That Tonse alliance, any form of alliance, those chaps are inconsequential. They cannot stand in my shadow as Harry Kalaba. Well, that's sort of misguided, and that's premature. That's premature politics. Now, if you're thinking long term, maybe, if you're thinking, 10, 15 years from now, if Harry Kalaba considers what he's doing now as tilling the ground progressively and slowly for a later date, that's fine. That's okay. But to think that in and of himself, he can alone challenge and unseat the UPND by himself, that's not being realistic. You're building castles in the sand. Be real. Be real. I'm not saying HH is unseatable. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, we've seen this script before. We've seen this sort of thing play out many times before. These politicians, they get it in their head. They just, I don't know, the people that surround them, that tell them, no, it's just you. And they listen, and it's sad. All right. Thought I'd share that with you guys. I'm going home. We still have power. It's 18 hours. Thanks for watching. God bless.